You cannot have standards if you are broke. Let me give you a story time. When I was younger, I think 19, there was this boy also younger that liked me. He was an Abuja rich kid, and I thought he was attractive, and he had been asking me to go on a date with him. But I could not go on a date with him because I still lived with my parents and I had to like take permission to go out, and they had not granted my permission yet. Finally, my mom had something to do in town. So I begged her to drop me off on the date and pick me up so that she knows who I'm going on a date with and she's not that worried, because I think that was like the major issue. So she dropped me off with him. We got going on the date. So when he picked me up, the first thing he asked was if I had eaten, and I was even too nervous. Like, I was excited to meet him, so I was too nervous to eat. So I told him I hadn't eaten. So he took us to a place to go and eat, right? I was expecting, since he's like my age range, the place he's taking me to will not be that high end, but I was wrong. He took me to a very high end restaurant and we had hot pots and we had cocktails, and I was a bit shocked. That was like the first shock for me. It was nice, and afterwards he asked if I wanted us to see a movie. There was a movie that just came out at that time, and I was like, yeah, why not? So we went to the cinema, and again I was expecting us to just like go to the cinema and see a movie, but he took me to like the VIP section to see the movie, so it was less crowded and it was nice as well. And after we finished this movie, I really wanted to go back to my mom because I wasn't enjoying this date one bit. But she wasn't done with her seminar. He was like, do I want to go to his favorite chill spot? But like I said, I really wasn't enjoying this date and I wanted to meet my mom. But I was like, since she's not done with her seminar, why not? Let's go to your favorite chill spot. I wasn't comfortable too. So we went to his favorite chill spot, another high-end location. I think those people have closed currently, but it was like a cocktail-ish kind of location. As at, this was, I can't remember the year, but this was like 5 years, 6, 7 years ago. And we went to the location and it was so nice. It had all these thatched roofs, thatched house. I don't know how to explain it, but it was a nice spot and they had like a mini waterfall kind of vibe. The place was just nice, sha. It was a vibe. And you would think I would be enjoying all of this, right? But I wasn't, because I just could not understand how he could afford all of these things. I feel like the first shock was when our bill for the first date came and I was like, how do you have this much money? Because like I said, it was a high-end restaurant and we had like a couple things to eat, and I was uncomfortable for the rest of the dates because I was like, how do you have this much money? And also because I had no money to pay him back if he demanded payback for whatever reason. So I wasn't enjoying the date. I was uncomfortable and he knew that I was uncomfortable, and the reason he kept on bringing more places for us to go to was because he was trying to compensate for me being uncomfortable. He was basically trying to make me happy and impress me, but I was uncomfortable. Anyway, my mom was finally done with her conference and he went to drop me off back and she took me home. And immediately I got home, I texted him and I told him I think he was doing so much on the first date, and I did not like the fact that he was spending so much on the first date and blah 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 blah. I literally changed it for him when I got home, and he was just shocked and he started explaining that that's how he was. He didn't mean to make me uncomfortable, that he just wanted me to have a good time. And although he understood my feelings, he felt weird that I was asking him to tone down himself for me. Anyway, I remember the date recently and I just wanted to use it as a reference to say, if you want to date right, you want to have high standards, and you do not have half of what you are demanding for or a quarter of what you are demanding for, when you finally find it or get it, you won't be secure enough to keep it or hold it down, because you know deep down you aren't on the same level and you aren't yoked equally. That being said, uphold the standards you set for other people in your life, and it will be easier to live when your standards are not being met. It will be easier to accept when your standards are being met. It will be easier to accept love when you are being loved right. And it will be easier to demand your standards from people and keep your boundaries when they are not meeting your standards. And yeah, I did end up dating that person, but that wasn't really the end of the relationship. A lot of other things came up, but yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. And I hope you guys find this helpful.